We'll start with Sufi grind, and if it turns out it's just us, then please feel free to unmute yourself and call out any special requests for focus, etc. So if you're joining me in Sufi grind, get comfortable so you can sit up tall and breathe in to get taller. Exhale, start to orbit in tiny sparkles. Relatively straight spine. So you can really feel the movement of low spine. Starting to stir up pelvis. Hips and thighs massaged by the ground below. And slow your breath. Mix it into those sensations. Smooth out your breath. Smooth the circles. I'm curious about those areas your body seems to skip over, or maybe there's just not a lot of sensation there. Investigate in a feeling way more than an analytic curiosity. We'll be going for several more breaths. So as always, as you become more and more fascinated with the breath itself, connecting to breath as a center from which to experience physical body. And its impact on mental and emotional body, and vice versa. You can stay consistent with your movement, or watch it grow freer. Or find a comfortable way to pause the movement, focus completely on the breath. Hi, Karsten. If you have been circling in one direction, find a nice space to pause. Take a refreshing breath in. Exhale, reverse your circles. About 10 more breaths. So you have all the time and space to drop into feeling mode. Not to shut off the thoughts, but to give some space from them. You allowed your movements to get bigger or faster. Use these last few breaths to gradually wind your way back to center. And once you're center, and that can include lying down if that's where your body took you. Take some huge breaths, those areas that got your attention while you're moving. Start to send your exhales there. See if they allow some more breath in. And if there's one place that really keeps pulling your attention back, whether it's an injured place or just has some other curious sensation, rest your attention there. Rub your hands together, get them nice and warm. Once your hands are warm and tingling, if that area is a place you can reach with your hands with ease, float your hands there. Otherwise, hands float intuitively to belly or to heart, somewhere you want to vibrate. And some of us are unmuted. I think I'm going to leave us unmuted as we move into Brahmari breath and see how that works on the Zoom. We'll take 3 buzzes into your area, feeling the physical vibration of your voice in the area. You'll breathe in, and when you breathe out, you'll make a sound with your lips sealed. Any tone, whatever feels right for that area. 3 rounds. If you're in a place where you can sing out in a full om, that's sweet. Do that, and then linger on the part of the om. All right, we'll start together, and then just continue on your own breath. 3 rounds. Breathe in and buzz. Sit for a moment in the residual vibration. Relax your hands, open your eyes. If you come up to sitting, if you're sitting cross-legged, change the cross of your legs, or Baddha Konasana for seated hip opener. Pick your right thigh up and use your hands to start to massage and lengthen the thigh bone from the hip joint. I often feel like I'm kind of unscrewing the limb, unjamming it from the hip. So just a gentle motion. That feels like it makes this area a little more supple. Once you've got a sense of any sort of shift, you put your thigh down, right hand on right thigh, left hand out to the left so you can lean on it. Slump shoulder up to ear if that's cool for shoulder, and rest your head. Inhale, lengthen your rib cage towards your left arm away from your right hip. Exhale, continue to massage right thigh out, maybe down. No jamming on the leg. Activate your feet. Press the soles of the feet together, the balls of the feet together, and spread the toes away from each other. Inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, chin to left shoulder. And there might be plenty to breathe into in this shape, or with your head neutral. You might notice how turning the head changes what you feel in hips. And that's going on unconsciously all day. Ooh. Or if you want to explore one more part, inhale, get even taller. Lift the sides of the ribs off the pelvis. And exhale, turn your chest towards left knee. Neck relaxes. Shoulder might dip down, right shoulder, if that feels all right to shoulder. As you feel the breath move into the whole right side of your spine, the hip, the ribs, the shoulder. Keep your neck relaxed as you come back to center. And we'll pick up the other leg. If you need to get out of your body cone, that's fine. Pick your left thigh up and start to unscrew it from the hip joint. Massage the tissues. Feel for lengthening the bone. Make a little space in the joint. Of course, we're never trying to move bones out of joints. That's called an injury. We're just getting unstuck. The first stage of getting unstuck. We have a whole hour to play with that. All right. And then once it feels a little more like clay, left thigh down, lean on your right hand. Breathe the right ribs over towards the right wrist and relax your head, neck over to the right. Feel for plugging sit bones and pubic bone towards the ground. Inhale into the low back ribs, lift them off low back. Exhale, hug the low abdominals into your belly. Inhale, breathe into low back ribs and lift your heart. Exhale, chin to right shoulder. Little twist. Option to move on. Activate your feet. Inhale, lengthen rib cage away from pelvis more. Exhale, chest to right thigh. Neck soft, jaw soft, teeth separated. Activate your feet. Plug your tail down, pull your belly in to come back up, and straighten your legs out. Once again, give them a massage or a brush or a tap, especially if that felt like a lot of constriction for knees. Wake them up. Let's come down onto our backs. Once you settle onto your back, take a moment to feel back body on the ground. If that means hug your knees into your chest and rock out, or take a little shavasana, do that. By the way, I didn't cue props in the beginning, but hopefully you can find a blanket or a towel or something. Once we get up to standing, we'll use it for calf stretching, my latest fascination for its whole body effect. So just keep that in mind now as you're settling down. If you want to take this time to get your blanket, you can, especially if you want to have a pillow or padding while you lie on it. And we'll go nice and slow for the next few poses so you won't miss out on much. You won't miss out on anything. Right knee to chest. Start with left foot on the floor and feel the back of the pelvis, the sacrum, firmly planted, tailbone untucking, low back ribs still on the mat. So that's where something on the head, under the head, can be real handy if you feel your low back ribs popping up a lot. Ramp up your head or even your head and your shoulders. Start drawing small circles with your right knee, stirring up inside that hip joint. And a few circles in the other direction. Half frog. Bring the right knee back to center. Let's straighten left leg out. If you prefer to keep left foot on the floor, that works just fine for the series. Left leg straight, then make it a standing leg. Activate your foot. Work the left hamstrings towards the earth, all 5 toes pointing to the sky. Bring your right knee forward, right in line with your pelvis. Lift the right foot in line with your knee. Flex the right toes. So you're feeling for 90-degree angles at your hip, at your knee, at your ankle. And then take your right hand to inner thigh and open the door. Bring knee out to the side, just as far as you can without tipping over to the right. When you think you're there, right hand lifts the right knee back up an inch. Left hand presses left hip down. Feel for getting yourself centered again. All right. Frog PNF. Right hand to right inner thigh, offering something for the thigh to press into. Flex both feet. Inhale, press thigh into hand, hand into thigh, like 30% of your strength. It doesn't have to be a huge effort to turn on these muscles. Pull your belly in and keep breathing. Sustain the pressure. One more breath in this round. Exhale, stop pressing. Open the door. All right, turn it back on. Inhale, press thigh into hand, resist with your hand. Not too much effort that you're shaking, just enough that you're feeling either some heat build, or for me, it shows up as heat from bodies. It can show up as other sensations, or it can show up as other emotions. Relax your teeth. Take a breath and exhale. Turn off the leg, open the door. Let's do one more round. Inhale, low back ribs onto the mat. If they popped off, bring them back down. Press your thigh into your hand. Resist. Make sure your arm's positioned in a way this is not hurting your shoulder. This is not going to war with yourself. Exhale, stop pressing, open the knee. All right, right hand back to the outside of thigh. Lift your leg back up. Relaxed legs. You're not having to use those muscles you just turned on. Spinal twist. Left hand carries right knee all the way over to the left. Roll onto your left side and then just open the right shoulder back. If you want to open right arm out into a full twist, if your body's ready for that, that's fine. We won't be here too long, but you always have time to find props if you need something underneath your shin. All right, come onto your back. Hands around your right shin. Just take one breath in as you press shin into hands. Exhale, squeeze it in. Lengthen out through the left leg. Tailbone to earth. And set right foot down next to left. Draw left knee in. Either stabilize left foot on the floor. Right foot on the floor. Or extend through your standing right leg. Activate the foot. Make sure all the toes are pointing up to the sky. They will start to point out to the side. So we'll try to keep those in line. Frog shape. Line your knee up over your pelvis. Lift your foot up, same level as knee. Flex all 5 toes back toward your knee. Left hand opens left knee to the left. When you feel like you're in a spot where you're about to tip, pick your left knee up. Press your right hip back down onto the earth. See if you can maintain that position for your spine, for your hips. As you press left thigh back down to the ground and inhale, press hand into thigh, thigh into hand. Little activation of low belly scooping in. Breathe into the low back ribs on your mat. Exhale, stop pressing. 2 more full rounds. I'll let you go on your own. Take 3 breaths in sustained pressure and then relax as much as you can in between rounds. And then when your last round is complete, use your hand to bring your left knee back up with a relaxed leg. Right hand will carry it all the way over to the right. I recommend rolling right onto your right side. And then unfurling left shoulder, maybe left arm into the twist. And ease back onto your back. Clasp your left shin with both hands. One more PNF, breathing as you press shin into hands. Resist with your strong arms. And then exhale, soften left hip completely. Hug it in. Press your tailbone down. Draw both knees up to your chest. Little spinal twist flow. Drop both knees over to the, roll onto your right side in a fetal curve. And then inhale, open left shoulder into twist. Exhale back into your fetal curve. Inhale, open left arm, left knee to roll onto the other side. Inhale, open right shoulder in towards twist. Exhale back into fetal curve. Inhale, roll to the other side. Exhale, settle in. Inhale, twist. Exhale, fetal curve. Inhale, roll. Exhale, settle. Continue on your own breath rhythm. Some of you, I know, will probably want to take some more time and open up into that twist. Of course, you can do that. For some of you, less movement is better. Focus on the breath. We'll go to each side one more time. If you're holding the twist instead of rolling side to side, then move to your second side now. And then finish in center, either with knees to chest, or happy baby, or shavasana. Let's find our way to all fours. If you found your blanket, you can use it to pad your knees or to pad your wrists. With your wrists on the blanket, your fingers can hang off. If you're working with wrist strain, wrist issues, that could be helpful. So get comfortable in your quadruped shape for micro twisting quadruped. Tabletop, hands maybe a little bit wider than your shoulders. Press the ground away to lift out of your shoulders. Reach your tailbone straight back. Inhale to the low back ribs. Exhale, drop the top rim of the sacrum down just a little bit, recovering the natural curve in your low spine. Not so much curve that your ribs pop out. Breathe in, turn your chest towards your left arm. Left hand comes off the mat 1 inch. Exhale, pull low belly in, pick the right knee up 1 inch. Straight up, not to the side. Hand down, knee down. Inhale, twisting towards right arm, right hand rises. Exhale, hug low belly in, left knee rises. If adding the legs puts any strain on your back, come back to center, then just do the arms. Leave the knees on the mat. Inhale, twist your left arm up. Exhale, hug your belly in, pick the right knee up. Come back to center. Inhale to the right hand floats up, neck relaxed. Exhale, left knee off the mat, hug your belly in. Again, inhale to your left hand up. Exhale, right knee up. Center. Inhale, chest to the right hand floats. Exhale, hug low belly in, left knee up. Do one more round on your own. So if you need to get off your hands, of course, honor that. And if you notice that one side was way less stable or accessible than the other, do that side one more time. Otherwise, rest in child's pose or rest in cat's cows. We'll meet down on our elbows. Wrap your hands around your upper arms. So your elbows come in right under your shoulders. There, or even a little closer together, is suggested to keep the shoulders healthy. If you're working with shoulder injury, do whatever does not hurt them. Make sure your knees are lined up over your hips. And here we'll find for that neutral spine, gentle pressure into the ground with your forearms to lift out of shoulders. Inhale into the low back ribs, lift them away from low back. Exhale, drop top rim of the sacrum down just a little bit for natural curve. Relax your neck. Inhale, press the ground away some more. Get almost a hump in your upper back without changing the pelvic tilt. Exhale, chest down towards the earth. Shoulder blades come back towards each other. Inhale, press the ground away. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, press. Exhale, sink. Now let's change up the breath rhythm. Pause here with your chest towards the earth and fill it with your breath. Exhale, press the ground away. Neck stays relaxed. Inhale, sink. Balloon the back low ribs. Make sure front ribs aren't popping out of your body. Exhale. Take another breath like that. And sink back into child's pose or crawl out into your belly or find a resting pose that's right for you. Let your arms relax. All right, now let's move the other end of the spine, pelvic tilts. Come back onto your elbows, or you can be on your hands in a tabletop. Or if you want to explore something really interesting, if you have 2 blocks or some kind of block substitute, same size that you can put your knees on, you can elevate your knees. So once you decide what your starting position is, find neutral spine, little pressure into the ground so you get a lift of the upper back. And then drop the top rim of the sacrum. Everyone knows where your sacrum is, yeah? The sacrum, that bumpy bone in the back of your pelvis at the bottom of your spine. So the top rim tips down a little bit. Then inhale, tip it down some more so your sit bones rise. Keep the upper spine, shoulders steady. Exhale, top rim of sacrum towards sky, flattening or rounding the lumbar curve, opposite direction. Inhale, top rim sacrum down. Keep low ribs in. Exhale, top rim sacrum, sky. One more breath in that direction. By the way, those of you with knees on blocks, when I learned this, we used 4 blocks, so our feet were also on blocks. So if your feet are not comfortable floating, that makes sense. All right, pause. Take a breath in with top rim of sacrum to sky. Open up the space between sacrum and low spine. And then exhale, sink it down. 2 breaths like that. Neck is relaxed. Space between your teeth. All right. Come back up to tabletop with accoutrements out of the way, but you can return to them at any point. We're just going into neutral cats, cows. So movement initiated as we traditionally do, middle of the spine. Inhale, heart moves forward from there. Sit bones move back. Exhale, head down, tail down. Continue to lengthen. And continue on your own breath. If you prefer to set your elbows back down or get your knees back on a height, just feel what that does to the movement. We're feeling for creating space, more room to breathe. One last thing on our knees, thread the needle, come back to neutral table. Maybe you separate your knees wider. Walk your left hand out to the left and thread right arm underneath. I know many yoga teachers cue to inhale, open the right arm, exhale, thread. If that helps, of course, you can do that. I'm not sure what the benefit is, but it's fun. So there's always benefit and fun. Left arm can either wrap behind your back and twist, or if you prefer to leave left hand by your face to help press left shoulder open, or relax left arm lengthened out over your ear to get the stretch in left side body. That works too. 2 more breaths. Here, allow a little collapse of the chest onto the right arm, compressing, massaging those muscles. And bring left hand back by your face. Inhale. Exhale, relax your neck as you press back to all fours. Maybe ease right into the other side, or take a moment to cat-cow. And I suggest trying to mirror the shape you made on the first side with the right arm. But it's not important if there's any injury on one side or the other. Find a shape that's effective for where you are right now. And once you're in the shape, see what doesn't need to be holding on anymore. What can soften? And bring right hand to the ground by your face. Inhale. Exhale, come up with relaxed neck. Down dog or cat-cow. Find your way up to standing. All right. And then find your roll or your towel. Your towel or your blanket to make a roll. If you have a yoga blanket, one of these Mexican blankets, you can just take it the way you would find it in the yoga studio and roll it up until you have something that looks like a rolled up yoga mat when you're rolling it to put it away, 4 to 6 inches tall. With a towel, I would fold it over a few more times just to get that thickness. This is a bath towel folded in half. And then I like to fold it in thirds. For me, that's the right height. And then roll it up pretty tight. You want it fairly firm. Some give, of course. That's why we're using something soft. If you have an actual half round, one of those styrofoam half rounds, or a ramp, that is what we're making out of these props. So you can use that. All right. And then stand with your left foot, the roll in front of your left foot. Before we even get on the roll, we'll play with alignment. So alignment and posture is slightly different things. Bony alignment is a little different from yoga posture. So we'll feel for bony alignment. Standing with your feet parallel to each other and the thighs slightly externally rotated so your knees are not knocking in towards each other. Rock your hips back so you feel the sacrum lining up over your heels. This hip bone technically lining up over your ankle. We're not going to be fussy enough to measure that. So normally a comfortable standing position is hips forward. As you bring your hips back, you'll probably feel like you're about to fall on your butt. So lean your chest forward a little bit. We'll address the upper body in a moment. All right. So a little more weight in the heels than you're used to, maybe. Ground the balls of the feet without shifting the weight forward. Inhale into the low back ribs. Expand them back over your sacrum. Exhale, continue to lengthen back of spine up as you soften the chest slightly down. When I first learned this posture as proper alignment, yes, to me, compared to yoga, it felt like I was doing this. But for my spine, I'm starting to get the healing benefits of that alignment. See if you can breathe in that shape. If this is new for you, we're not going to force it all of a sudden. Just find an easy place variation of this that you can breathe into. And then we'll put our left foot on the ramp. So left foot, ball of foot and toes, heel stays on the ground. If possible, right foot starts next to left foot. If you need to adjust your ramp bigger or smaller, please do. Set up that fussy alignment. Shift your hips back over your heels and then drop your chest down a little bit so you don't feel like you're going to fall backwards. Breathe into the low back ribs so you're not collapsing. Chest opener, right arm out to the side, bend right elbow, left hand on the right side of your chest. Feel the length in your left calf, left heel heading down. Breathe up from the ground into the right side of your heart, right chest, right shoulder. Exhale, soften the right shoulder blade down as you ease the arm back. Getting an opening in the chest, the front of the shoulder. No pulling, no pain, please. Relax your arms. Change legs. Right foot on the roll. Start in Tadasana. Feel for balancing your hips too. If the roll pops one hip up, bring them in line and then shift them back. If side by side is too much stretch, step left foot back. If you want more stretch, step left foot forward. Center your hips between your two legs. All right. You'll get to a place where it almost feels like the pelvis is floating. That's the ideal. So all those structures, those muscles that pull on our spine can start to unwind. Slow process. We're just starting it. Breathe into low back ribs. Exhale, hug low belly in, left arm out to the left, bend your elbow, right hand to left side chest. Breathe into left chest, left shoulder. Exhale, soften left shoulder down. Move slightly into the upper back as you open the front without popping your ribs out. So this is normally compensating for our tight shoulders. We'll keep those down and send breath here. Wake these guys up. Feel for the stretch, the lengthening of the right calf muscles. You might feel softness all the way up the right leg into your pelvis. Pelvic floor drops. Relax your arm. Step off your roll. And stand in Tadasana. Half sun salutes. I'll back my camera up just a little. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Get your breath into the low back ribs. Inhale, inflate all of the lung. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Hug low belly in. Inhale, rise. Exhale, Samastitihi. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Empty coat sleeves, step your feet a little bit wider, knees soft. Relax your arms like they are empty coat sleeves and start to sway your body side to side, allowing those coat sleeves, spaghetti-like arms to swoosh. Your hands might be in small fists, giving yourself little taps as they come around. Option to shift from leg to leg, which might increase momentum, but also takes the torque off the knees. If your movements have gotten pretty fast, we'll start to slow them down, wind them down. Let's come into horse for shoulder shrugs. You're welcome to stay in Tadasana for shoulder shrugs. Or sit down on your horse. Separate your feet about 3 feet apart. Bend your knees, also known as goddess pose if you prefer that image. If you want to put your seat against the wall or on the edge of a chair, that can help and keep you connected to the strength of your legs. All right, relax your arms completely. Take a huge breath into your upper back. Hold this breath in. Hike your shoulders up to your ears. Squeeze the tops of the shoulders up and back towards each other, and exhale. Squeeze shoulders, draw them down the neck into the upper back. Relax your arms, relax your shoulders. Breathe into the upper back, spread it wide. Keep the arms relaxed. Exhale, hug the middle angles of the shoulder blades in towards the spine, and maybe pull down another inch. Try to do that with your back muscles and keep your ribs in. One more. Inhale, fill your upper back. Exhale, bottom tips of shoulder blades come in towards each other. This time, arms can help, bending the elbows towards each other behind you. Pull down. And relax your arms. Straighten your legs, turn your toes in. It's either parallel or even a little bit more in, heels out. Inhale, elbows back, shoulders back. Exhale, hands to the ground. Bend your knees if you like as you come down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Bring your hands back to your waist. You can bend your knees and tuck your tail a lot to support your spine as you inhale up. Back into horse stance for cassowary. Arms out to the sides, spreading your wings, and then spreading your fingers. The image, I think you guys have heard me say many times, as much as I don't like to say it, it's effective for me, like you're holding two cosmic doorknobs. So a gentle, energetic grip with the hands, elbows soft. Breathe in, press your elbows forward, start to rotate the thumbs up and behind you. And exhale, reverse. Turn the doorknobs the other way. Lift the elbows up behind you. Shoulder blades crawl up your back. Inhale, thumbs back, open chest. Exhale, reverse. If this creates any shoulder pain, do much less movement, but more breath. Keep going. Two more breaths. Then inhale, spread your wings. Exhale, return to standing. Turn your toes in. We'll move back into forward fold. If interlocking your hands behind you is an option, you're welcome to do that. I do recommend getting the palms to touch. That way when your arms straighten, your wrists are straight. You're not doing what I'm calling now, the double cell phone thing to your wrist. Other option, hold a strap and pull on it. Exhale, fold. Forward fold with no bind is, of course, also an option. To release the bind, hands onto the small of the back, and then slide them down your legs to the floor. Windmilling triangle. Inhale to a flat back. Stay on your fingertips. Exhale. Hug low belly in. Breathe into low back ribs and twist to your right. Chest turns to the right arm follows. Exhale, center. Inhale, chest to the left, right hip back. Exhale, center. Go to each side 1 or 2 more times. When you're complete, return to forward fold. Continue to inflate the low back ribs so you're not feeling any grinding in low back. Spider. Inhale to a flat back. Angle your toes out, your heels in. And as you bend your knees, hips might drop as low as your knees, no lower than that. Torso parallel to the earth. Breathe into low back ribs. Exhale, hug low belly in. And lengthen the whole rib cage, sternum forward. Hands can stay on ground, or maybe you hold onto your ankles, opening knees with elbows, or you can prop yourself up on your thighs. That's fine. Now, some of you will dance your way down to your seats from the shape. Some of you will simply put your hands down, lower your knees down, and sit down. Baddha Konasana. Round 1, feet in pretty close to your pelvis. And then press the soles of the feet together, the balls of the feet, fan the toes away from each other. Hold on to your ankles, elbows hugging into your waist. Plug pubic bone down to the ground. Inhale, the back ribs up. Exhale, scoop the low belly up, roll your shoulders back. Tuck your chin down towards your collarbone. Feel for lengthening up through back of spine. Release the throat lock. Relax any pressure. Take a breath. Exhale any variation of forward fold. You can keep your spine straight, or you can soften into a rounded spine. But I recommend continue to breathe your heart forward so there's no pressure in the low back as you come down. Lengthen out of low back. Reach your tailbone back, pull your low belly in to pull you up. One more variation. Walk your feet forward a little bit more. Bring your hands underneath your ankles, your shins. And then relax your knees, your shins onto your arms. Relax your head forward. And if it feels right to you, just let go completely in this shape. If you need to stay active through feet or through tail to protect what's going on in your back or knees, please do that. But everything else, gradually softens. And keep your neck relaxed as you crawl back up. You'll lift your knees up to get your hands out one at a time. And ease onto your back for a short rest. If you prefer a longer rest, feel free to turn your Zoom off so you can rest undisturbed. We'll be signing out and then signing back in for meditation around 10, so you can still click back in if you click out. So if you're taking up even a short shavasana, lie on your back. And of course, you might still continue to rest. Or start to deepen your breath. Move your fingers and your toes. Move slow as you bend your knees to find an easy way up to sitting. Those of us who sit up will meet with our palms together, the thumbs against your sternum. Lift your heart. May our practice benefit not only us, but all those whose lives we touch. We bow to each other. Namaste. Well, thank you. Good to practice with you guys. To roll around with all of you, including the four-legged.